Hey guys, Wooty Tooty back again with another discussion video. Yeah, I know a majority of you don't subscribe to me for Alan Baker content, but what can I say? I love AvM and I kinda wanted an excuse to make a video about it. That doesn't mean I don't have more object content coming up though. I'm working on a 3EE video and I want to talk about Artificial Deluxe's new Planet Hoppers when it comes out in early January. I also want to make more AvM stuff if you guys are interested in it, but that's another time. I'd put a spoiler warning here since this is the latest AvM episode, but I'm recording this audio like a week after that episode came out, so I think we're good. Now naturally, this episode starts out like pretty much every episode in the series. Well, with the exception of AvM Season 3, but we're not talking about that mindfuck today. The Color Gang are messing with Yellow's staff, swapping out the command block for all sorts of different blocks and items. This is one of my favorite bits of the episode purely because of how creative it is. It just starts with them hitting a brick wall and see how powerful it is, but then it expands to them using different utility blocks like enchantment tables and furnaces. All of the blocks shown in this montage have different and unique abilities, and it's clear that there was a lot of thought put into this. I do think that they missed an opportunity to use Nether Wart block on the staff at least once. I mean, you can't tell me that Blue wouldn't go mad with power by using it. We all know how he feels about his Nether Wart. That'd actually make a pretty hilarious short, actually. Wait, we're getting off topic here, right? Wait, what were we talking about again? Oh right, staffs! There's a moment where Orange debates adding a lucky block to the staff, but then they remember the last time they messed around with lucky blocks. Yeah, I'm not going through that shit again. For the most part, the Color Gang is pretty cool with not messing around with the lucky blocks for a second time, but Red's curious. So later that night, after everyone else had gone to bed, Red acquires Yellow's staff and sneaks out of the house with it. Once swapping out for a lucky block later, Red starts turning a lot of things into lucky blocks and, well, it doesn't take long for things to go to shit. Because turns out, the staff's power is messing stuff up in the lucky block dimension, and that makes the lucky block on the staff start to spaz out. Of course, this gets the attention of the lucky block orb thing, which the AvA wiki tells me is named Orb, so that's what I'm gonna call it. Anyway, Orb manages to access one of the glitched out lucky blocks, which Red doesn't notice as he's busy tying up Beeper, who is the cutest thing ever to be made in the Alan Becker verse. Look at them! Look at them! Okay, got a little carried away there. Anyway, after the precious Beeper has been contained, Red goes back to the staff, which he abandoned, only to find out, what the hell? Why isn't it working? Oh shit. What the hell? Here's the funny thing. Turns out when you put lucky blocks on command block staff, it pisses off giant floating orbs that live in lucky block dimensions and makes them possess said staff. It's obvious that Red didn't know that. Almost as if the entire Lucky Blocks episode did nothing to teach him that you shouldn't fuck with lucky blocks. Naturally, the rest of the Color Gang wake up due to the commotion, and now they have to fight a very pissed off orb for the second time. And keep in mind, apparently most of this episode takes place at like 5 a.m. So naturally, everyone else is a wee bit ticked off at Red, especially after the orb sucks them all up into the lucky block dimension because apparently they can do that. Did you know that they could do that? Because I didn't. I mean, the orb knocked Yellow Soul out of his body in the Lucky Blocks episode, but that's like the opposite of sucking. I have more thoughts on this, but I'm gonna stop myself here before I start getting off track again. Alright, now we're getting into my favorite parts of this episode. You know, the kick-ass parts. Once everyone is in the lucky dimension, the orb brings the staff to this little shrine thing where it grows into this giant pillar that just towers over everything. I mean, seriously, look at this thing. This must have taken ages to animate, man. Mad respects to Alan Becker and his team. The Color Gang burrow their way into the pillar and are greeted with the first of many mobs that the orb has given duplicate staffs to. Of course, they all killed the surrounding mobs easily and without hesitation, animation because, you know, they're the color gang. Red steals the staff from the zombie pigmen they kill, and they use it to spawn a gas for them to ride. Now this is the part where words fail to describe how much of a fucking masterpiece the rest of the episode is. Alan Becker and his team are gods when it comes to fighting scenes. I mean, I've never seen an episode of AvM or AvA that have made me feel like the action scenes were lacking, and that is especially true in later installments. Of course, I can't just rant on and on about the animation itself. I gotta talk about the details. I love the way that the color gang used the staffs they acquired before everyone got their own, such as using an enchantment table to enchant items and other mobs. I also thought it was pretty neat how different blocks were useful in more creative ways, such as using the bedrock block to make armor for the gas they were riding. Also, I can't just not mention the reference to the original animation versus Minecraft short when it came to the Herobrine head. It took 8 whole years, but Red finally came full circle, baby. And now come the final battle, which is a total ride. How much of a total ride? Well... yeah, shit gets insane. There's a circle of staffs surrounding the orb, and when the sticks try to knock the staffs away, the orb uses their staffs to steal their staffs and adds them to the collection of staffs before trapping them all in bedrock. What the hell? I mean, this fight was epic, don't get me wrong, but I was freaking out the whole time because the orb was taking everyone out, and there's 5 minutes left in this episode, and dude, if this becomes a multi-parted saga again, I will not be able to handle it mentally. Lucky for the stick gang and my sanity, that did not happen for Beeper. Plus, his precious soul sacrificed himself for the stick, freeing Yellow Staff from the lucky block and allowing everyone to escape. After that, the others then proceeded to put Red in timeout for causing the whole thing. Then there was a plushie promo, the end. At the end of the day, this was a really creative episode. I didn't expect this episode to have such an action-packed plot. The action didn't feel mindless either, and it made good use of the mechanics that were learned earlier in the episode. The idea of Yellow Staff having different functions depending on the block it uses is super cool, and I hope that they keep on using that idea when it comes to future shorts or episodes. I'm still kinda sad that Beeper died though. They were just the cutest thing, and while I don't think it would happen, I'd love for there to be a Beeper plush. I do not care if I need to pay rent. I want this Bee Creeper hybrid in my life right now. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like my very normal stick figure rambles, consider subscribing to hear me talk about more cool stuff. If you want to support me a little more by any chance, I also have a Ko-fi. I'll be posting supporter exclusive sketches and sneak peeks for upcoming videos from here on out, so if you like that sort of thing, consider throwing a few bucks my way. The link's in the description. Again, thanks for watching. In the meantime, Wootsy Tootsie signing out. Happy New Year, everyone!